Hey everybody, I'm here with Las Cortinas de Carne. How are you guys?
We're great. How are you doing?
How are you?
Excellent. Thank you for carving out a piece of your Friday night for me. I'm really grateful for that. Why don't you introduce yourselves in the band?
It's our pleasure. We're glad to be a part of being interviewed by you. This is really super cool to us. We're Las Cortinas de Carne. We are basically just a couple of guys that like to play surf, cowboy, western, space rock. We don't like to pigeonhole a genre, but we're open to anything.
Yeah, our thought is we can literally do whatever we want. This is just kind of what comes out most of the time.
It's not like it's a more of an experiment for you, like just like a labor of love type of thing.
100%.
Yeah, to me, it's doing something you love with somebody you like hanging out with.
Nice. So, you're in Canton, Ohio. I say Canton because I'm from Philadelphia, and if I were to say Trenton, I would say Trenton and not Trenton. So that's why it may come out that way.
It's cool.
But like I said, thank you once again for coming out on Friday night. This will air in October. You'll be our first October interview.
Okay,
and
nice.
One of the few in the new set, which is slowly taking shape. But the important thing is I want to get people connected to you on Instagram. So I'll put a link in the description of the video to go check you out. Now, when can we start and where can we hear some music from you guys?
Well, right now it's pretty much all just on Instagram because this kind of started as an experiment, and we've been recording some stuff, not high quality recordings, just lo-fi stuff. Sometimes with a 4-track, sometimes with bigger equipment. But we're really in the throes of trying to get stuff out there and maybe try to get a real recording together.
Yeah, we have essentially probably 6 different things in the works, and we just keep jumping around.
So I'm guessing you're of the sort that are in like multiple bands.
No, it's just one. But unfortunately, with day jobs, our time's fairly limited.
No, I get that 100%. Every couple of years, I get together with my best friend, and we decide we're gonna write a boatload of songs, and they're all different and they're all over the place. And there's like, all right, these 5 sound like they could go on an EP together.
Yeah,
and then I don't know what to do with the rest.
Yeah. So we have a lot of basically voice memos going back and forth. What do you think of this? Or it just real simple, catch it in the moment and bounce it back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah.
One of the things I like is discovering a band at its beginning and following the progression. Like some bands spend years before they put out that first EP, song, and they have like tons of songs because they want to play shows.
Yeah.
But they wait until they're like perfectly sure. And then there's other bands who along the way they're just like putting it out there just to see what the response is along the way. Is that what you think you're gonna?
Yeah, this is decades in the making.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't know if perfection's necessarily our thing. It's just a matter of, I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing that it's taking us so long. But at what point is something actually finished?
I know.
When stuff keeps popping in your head and stuff like that.
So when you say 10 decades in the making, like what does that mean? Songs that have been like notes that have been made about songs for like the past dozen years or so?
I think we met probably back in '98, and yeah, and so we just started hanging out, and at that time John lived in Columbus, so it was a bit of a long distance kind of hang out. I'd go down over the weekend, jam a little, and then come back, and then he moved here. When did you move to Canton? And
04.
04. So we really started, putting our work to the grind and trying to get together more and play stuff and feel it out. And
and it started out as when we had the time, we would, it was like a Wednesday night or something, we would hang out and just play and make noise, and then
we thought we started recording stuff. We were like, we should just put this on tape, it's kind of cool. And so with a crappy little Tascam 4-track, we started throwing stuff on tape, and we really enjoyed it. We'd play it for our friends, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I don't get it."
Well, no, I think
I know the feeling.
What's awesome is I like when you reached out. Most of the people we play it for, the response is, "Well, that's different," which is essentially a nice way of saying you suck. So. So that was awesome that we got
so when you reached out, we thought, well, what did you notice that was that kind of we were hoping that there was something on there that caught your attention, or I figured it was an Instagram post or something maybe, but
there is, yes. It is when I find if I stumble across any different variant of surf band, I'm going to start digging, and I'm going to start looking at. I mean, luckily enough, I could go through all your posts, and just kind of catch glimpse of what your audio is, and make sure that if it's you're using audio on a post, that it's yours and not like
AI,
like AI, or like it's somebody else's, like Link Ray or something as just background music for it. But I notice, of course, that is your music, and I'm like, okay, all right, these guys are obviously teasing something to come, so I want to talk to them, and I want them to explain to me what these little snippets are. So here's your opportunity to explain exactly what I'm hearing.
We wouldn't be able to put anybody else's music on there because we're not that talented. So we have to write our own songs. That's how we get around that.
Basically we're at the point where we'll work out some ideas, and we'll try to multi-track stuff. If basically it boils down to if we think it's cool, then we'll post it. That's kind of where we're at. So
it's kind of like what I love about Instagram, it's kind of like a little bit of a diary, really. So you get an idea in your head, you throw it together, you add some kind of goofy found footage or old public domain crap to it, and then you put the music over it. It's really, technology's made it so easy to do some of that stuff.
Totally.
So it's kind of cool in that regard, and I think that's what we just get a kick out of that. And if it goes nowhere, that's okay, because we're just having a good time doing it.
Yeah. There's two things that stuck out about your recording process that I wanted to ask you about. Okay, first of all, you said one of the first things you said when we started talking was 4-track. So that automatically rings a bell in my head. And then you said we should lay these down to tape, which definitely rings another bell in my head. And I'm like, okay, well, these guys are used to recording analog, and when they say 4-track, I'm automatically thinking of those little Tascam 4-track that I used to use in college, and that we used to hijack and use for our bands. We cram our bands in these little closets at the school, elevators up with the drums up into the little closet like Oh yeah. Yeah, we didn't like steal them. We just brought the whole band in there. We just it was like a closet. It was
cool.
crazy.
That's awesome.
So what is that like to still have tapes and have that task cam to work with? I mean,
Well,
that
we
was
kind of got.
that was
So we
pretty
haven't actually
fun way
recorded
to
on
do
the
it back in the
Tascam.
day.
We haven't recorded on it for a while. In fact, we should. Now that you're saying this, now I feel like we got to bring it out more because I mean we do some digital recording.
It's so simple
because it's easier and.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I thought it was a cool point.
Oh yeah,
no.
That's how we got our start.
No, I think the 4-track was so simple. The problem I run into personally, I'm not a big technology guy. So the crossover is difficult for me. You know, it's either we're doing this format or we're doing this format. It's the thought process isn't there to kind of marry them together.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Huh. Well, you could always put your phone up to the speaker.
And we have.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, basically, we did the 4-track, and then I had Cubase on a computer. We did a lot of stuff with, and I was pretty comfortable with that. It was just an outdated system. So now, wait, what are we even using now?
Yeah, now we have it's a Tascam 12. It's back here. I don't know if you can see the rest of the studio. It's back there. It's digital, and so what I'll do is we'll record into that, and I'll mix it down into Logic, and do that a lot of times because it's easy to do. But man, getting back to the 4-track, that would be.
It's just so simple. You push a button and go,
and it sounds amazing. It still sounds good.
Yeah, I think those that haven't experienced that would really be like, really, even if it's just a novel approach for somebody like a young person, it would be cool for them to experience just at least once. You know?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, everybody should. And it's nice to see a lot of bands are releasing stuff on tape, so you know they're getting to be a big thing again. Or maybe it's not. Maybe we're getting out of that already. But it felt like in the last 5 to 7 years, everybody was releasing stuff on audio tape again. And how cool is that?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's actually, I want to ask how close Pittsburgh is to you.
About an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a band called the Dread Tones and the Yeggs from there.
Okay.
The Dread Tones, they sent me a cassette. They're like a spooky surf band.
Nice.
And they're from Pittsburgh, and they sent me a cassette. And there are like Missing Fink Records is pretty. They've been around a while, putting surf stuff out. And now they're starting to put like the Master Chops out on cassette. So like this is a thing that's going to continue.
Well, and it's just nice to have physical media, right? I mean, you know, digital's fine. Yeah. The nice thing about digital is it's gotten us to hear a lot of bands that we'd never get to hear. But you know, having a physical, you know, piece of music like a record or a tape, that's just so cool. Even a CD. Yeah. Even a CD would be cool, I think.
A CD is cool. My old eyes, I can't read that small print, so I need a big record. But I do appreciate the value of physical media, if not just from an art standpoint, the fact that you actually own it. Even like the other day, Christopher Nolan, the director, said he had that quote online. He's like, go grab the DVD because the way streaming is now, the licensing can change from day to day.
So I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
One day you may purchase it on one platform, and then they stop providing it, and they don't have to like make good on it. You know, you've already purchased the rights to stream it. It's just they don't have it anymore. And you really can't do anything about that unless, of course, you know, you own a physical copy.
Right.
That, and I think also from more of a nostalgia perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being in middle school, locked in my room, listening to stupid heavy metal albums and just reading everything, all the liner notes.
There's no such thing as a stupid heavy metal album.
Well, yeah. No, you know what I mean? Just reading everything on it while you were listening.
Yeah.
And I think
the lyrics, the who produced, edited, everything. All that.
Yeah.
Oh no, man, I'm totally like that too. Totally. And that's how you would go from one band to another. Like this guy produced this band and this band, and this label put that band out, and then you would just like connect all these dots.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
But you can't do that if through that, unless of course you're on Bandcamp where you can list all the product, the details like a sleeve.
I think, but I appreciate Bandcamp, but that's where I buy most of my digital and physical media. Like if I want a record, I buy it through there because I know that, especially on Bandcamp Fridays, the artist gets a lot of the take. I don't own a Spotify account. I'll never sign on to there. I'm a Bandcamp guy through and through. If anything ever happens to that, I'm gonna lose my shit because oh, sorry, can I say that? I didn't want to.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't want to lose those songs. And again, I find a lot of stuff on digital media through there, and I think that's a great place to get it.
Yeah, and that's its own social media platform, and it's even caught on with bigger bands. Like for instance, I know maybe people may scoff at it, but the new AFI album is up for pre-order on Bandcamp, and I'm like, oh, well, now these guys are doing that, and like, oh, and these guys are doing it too, like the bigger bands, Fat Records, like they're doing it, and High Tide, they're doing it. It's like, okay, well, this is like it keeps growing, and they just find that it's a much more independent way to do it, that it's directly to supports the artist.
That's so cool. And I think that when we get to the point where we can record something, that's probably where we'll go to release it. And
that's that way you can generate a little bit of income for another recording, or maybe to get it pressed.
Yeah.
So Ryan, I just had a crazy idea that popped in my head, because it sounds like you kind of do the same thing we do when you get together with your friends. How do you feel about, if we're working on something, getting some tracks, sending you a file to do whatever you want on it and sending it back?
Well, can you how close? If I go like this, can you see it?
Yeah.
You see my finger?
Yeah.
Well, I have arthritis, so I haven't played in quite some time. I would say about 5 years. So I have rheumatoid arthritis, so my hands, like, I have trouble gripping, so I can't play my guitar anymore.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
So what about just screaming whatever you want over tracks?
Sure. I would be happy to.
We don't have any. We have no lyrics, so that'd be perfect.
Which is another great thing about the whole surf spaghetti western thing, is we can come up with ridiculous song concepts, ridiculous names, but we don't have to worry about lyrics.
Yeah, and I think that part of what we do, I mean, I don't, for lack of a better word, pastiche, but I think it's kind of, spaghetti western. Would love to write a song that could, be, in some indie film somewhere, or even somebody's 5-minute student film or whatever. That, to me, that's the dream come true. We'd do that pro bono if we were able to. That's no lie.
That's pretty much our only opportunity. Pro bono.
Nice. So. Well, there is I mean, it's pretty lo-fi right now, but like this studio is in a detached garage for my house.
Cool.
So hold on one second. So basically the deal is tomorrow I'm gonna have this band, the Triceratops. They're gonna travel from Philadelphia to my house.
Cool.
They're gonna set up here, and I'm just gonna shoot them playing, and then I'm gonna do like a small interview in the studio. And like I said, it was still in like the building stages. But then I'm gonna go tomorrow night, and I'm gonna go shoot them playing.
Oh, cool.
So the idea is if there's bands in town, like playing, like Daikaiju's playing in Lancaster tonight or tomorrow night. And of course, I'm going to be with the Triceratops, so I won't be able to go. But odds are they will be somewhere. And if they were the interviewing type, they don't talk, but so I would get them to come to the studio while they're on tour and say, just come in here and play a few songs. I'll shoot you, and then you could be go on your way.
All right,
That's
awesome. That would be cool.
So you're always welcome to come.
All right,
that's great.
So is there anything you want to say or add in closing? I know, John, you pointed out something pretty cool to me before the interview.
What's that?
Your apparel.
Oh yeah. Let's get a good shot. Pie Records.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I got my son one as well. So,
and I'm wearing the band T-shirt tonight. So there we go.
Ah, sweet.
So we're getting ready to do some more of those. We'll send you one.
We'd love to send you one.
Oh, perfect, man. I have a dresser over here where I have all like the surf band T-shirts.
Nice.
There's hundreds in there.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That they send me after interviews and stuff like that, and I've worn them in or on many interviews. They've all been worn and they've all been seen on the internet, and I support those bands. And so I'll be more than honored to. I don't know how you can be more than honored, but I'd be honored to wear your shirt.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
We'd love to get one too. Yeah.
So you guys take care. Remember, you can always reach out and say, "Hey, I'm going to be in the area. You want to sit down and chat, or can we do a mini set and chat?" I'm always open to it, and the door's always open here.
Awesome,
man. Thanks. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, and if you're ever in
Canton,
I don't know if you're a pro football guy, but the Hall of Fame's here.
I know my father-in-law is.
Okay,
he's always wanted to go there.
If you're ever here, definitely
look us up, man.
Let us know.
Awesome. Please join our Patreon page to get special behind-the-scenes footage and segments exclusive to Patreon, YouTube updates, also a sneak peek at what's coming next week, merch, and also services, free flash drive exclusively for segments in the band.